Hello, Sarah here. We are talking all brushes today. I've had a lot of questions of where do you get your brushes? What kind of brushes? What do you use them for? So I'm here to answer all those questions today. Let's start with some good brush care though, because you can have the most expensive quality brush out there, but if you don't care for it, it's not gonna keep up and it's not gonna work as well to blend out your products. So it's really important that you wash your brushes once a week. I know that sounds like a lot. A lot of us don't wash our brushes even once a month, but it's really important. The bacteria buildup in your brushes can not just damage your brushes, but create breakouts throughout your face. It spreads the old bacteria on your face again, all right? Especially if you have breakouts. Super important to wash your brushes. Now, another important thing is make sure you're washing your brushes with a conditioning brush cleaner. Nothing like alcohol. Don't use alcohol on your brushes or any harsh brush cleaners. It will break down your brushes faster. All right, are you ready? Okay, there are cheaper end brushes and much pricier brushes out there. I'm gonna go over kind of all of them, my favorites from both categories. We will start with what I believe are the necessities for everybody. We're gonna start with that. Towards the end of the video, you can find the brushes that are for more detail-oriented makeup techniques. So a good foundation brush. If you are looking for a good medium coverage foundation, this is the brush I would suggest. Now, it's on the more budget-friendly price range. It is not a Kabuki brush. The bristles are not flat. You can see it actually has a slight curvature to it, all right? This is the Real Techniques buffing brush. Can be purchased at Walmart, Target, or Amazon, all right? To apply, you would just kind of in a circular motion. It's also great to utilize. If this is all you got, you can make it work. I just kind of go like this and I contour with it, all right? Absolutely could be used for even applying your blush or your highlighter. I would tilt the brush slightly like this to get a more precise application for highlighter wherever you're applying it, all right? So again, that is the buffing brush from Real Techniques. It's gonna be on the more budget-friendly end. Next is blending brushes. My favorite blending brush actually comes in a set from Amazon, super dirt cheap. I can't tell you how good they're gonna hold up over time because I've had them less than a year. Typically, cheaper brushes are not gonna hold up as well as you wash them. A lot of times, cheaper brushes can have a bigger fallout rate of the bristles as well, so you wanna watch for that as well. All right, so these are my two favorite blending brushes. This one, slightly curved. It's great for going in on the crease when you're blending out the crease. It's going to give you a little bit more preciseness. This one has a much wider, I'm not sure if there's a way to show that, a much wider head to it. And the bristles are a lot less dense. Where the bristles on this are slightly more dense, it's going to give you more of a packing ability when you go to pack on the color for more pigmentation. All right, so packing would look like this. So when you're going in and you're stippling, but on your eye, that's when you're gonna pack in the colors. The more dense the bristle, the easier that technique is gonna be for you. So this blending brush, I typically do all my eye looks with, unless it's something super detailed. But I will do an entire smoky eye with this brush actually too. And these ones are Emax Design. They come in a set for $10 and there's more than this. There is this brush as well, and then there is a brow brush too in that bundle. I love that one. All right, next. I'm gonna put these all over so I don't get them mixed up. Okay, next up, brows. For a budget-friendly option, there is a Real Techniques eye detail brush duo that you can buy. Target has it. It's amazing. Comes with an amazing brow brush. I used to have it. It's It's one of those brushes that got lost, so I don't know where it is, but it's amazing. It also has a very small detailed brush in it that is great for eyeliner, but it is not, over time it does start to spread, if that makes sense. So that's kind of my honest opinion there, but it does have a great budget-friendly brow brush. If you buy that collection that I mentioned from Amazon, there is a brow brush. My one critique about this is the brush head is very wide. So when I do my brows, I don't just go like this, but I like to turn the brush like this to get a good line here. The line is too wide and it draws my brow way above the natural hairline. That's the one thing I don't like about this brush. So I don't use it as much. But if you just do your brows like this in that natural hair movement, you're gonna really like it. My other suggestion for brows, since I'm on that topic, this is by far my favorite brow brush. It does come with a good price tag though. It is a Sigma brush and it is an E75. Let me tell you, the bristles stay together. They don't part apart. It is amazing, amazing, amazing. The preciseness on this brow brush is like nothing else that I've been able to find on the market. Not to say it doesn't exist. I haven't tried everything, but it's my personal favorite that I have so far found. And that is, again, the E25. I love it. I'm able to go in like that, blend it out, and then like so. It also, because of how precise of a brow brush it is, I often use this when I'm traveling if I only bring a few brushes. It's the same brush I'll use to smudge my eyeliner as well. So just to do a little comparison, you can see the difference in how big they are. You can see the Sigma one is gonna have a much shorter head there, all right? Okay. Next is a blush brush. Now, you can kind of fudge it with blush. You can apply it with your fingertips, super easy. Use your foundation brush as long as it's a more precise one. Or this is my favorite one though. This is a contour brush. You can use it for contouring. I have smaller cheeks, so it works really well when I go to apply blush. It is tapered, which is why it's a contouring brush, if you see that. So it is tapered there. It is from Real Techniques, of course. And so yes, you definitely could go in and contour with that too. I've never used it for that. I like to do really precise on my cheekbones, and I use it for that. That's Real Techniques. Again, I believe it's at Target and Amazon. You can get that one. Now, to go towards some of our more expensive brushes, they're some of my favorites. Of course, that's how it always works. My favorite Kabuki brush for the full coverage for foundation is our Sigma Flat Kabuki F80. Kabuki brushes do have that flat surface, and it's very dense bristles because there's more bristles packed into that small base. Now, what does a Kabuki brush do? Well, it's gonna pack that product into your pores because it's not gonna bend when it hits the surface of your skin. It's gonna stay firm as you can stipple it into your skin, onto your skin, okay? So that's my favorite. There is a Kabuki brush that comes in that cheaper set from Amazon. However, the bristles are not as firm. Does it work amazing? It does. But I still find that I get more power in this. And a lot of that might be because the bristle height is higher in these, naturally gonna make it be a little bit more flimsy, where this really doesn't move unless you're towards the outer edges, okay? So again, Sigma F80. For putting on concealer under the eyes or highlighter with like a white concealer, my favorite brush is, this is the 3D HD Precision by Sigma. It's pretty cool. It has a point, but then I don't know if you can see that. It tapers up and then it tapers up to a point on two ends. So I love it because I feel like, and then it has a point on the edges. I can draw right under my eye really well and get a really good edge. Another brush that does come in that larger brush set is from the Emax Designs. This is the typical brush people love for doing concealer. I've never loved this style of brush for concealer, but if you are going in to draw that triangle, a lot of people have really good results with a brush like this. Personal preference. All right, next one is, this is a E30. I love this brush. It is very dense bristles, comes to amazing point. It's not gonna blend, so it's not a tapered blending brush, but it's definitely a precise brush that I will use to apply eyeliner when I'm doing a smoky eye and I really wanna smudge it out. It's great for doing eyeliner on the bottom and kind of smoking it out as well. It's also really great to go in to the corner of your eyes and draw that triangle and just kind of pack it in. I really, really love it for detail. The other great time you can use this brush is when you are doing a cut crease. All right, because you're gonna get a very precise line because of how dense the bristles are, and it comes to a really good point. So again, the cut crease would be when you draw the crease above your lid to make your lid appear, it brings height to your lid even more. Speaking of cut crease, the other cut crease brush that I think is a must is the Sigma E36. So the E30 and the E36. This is a very precise blending brush. The bristles are not firm or dense on it, but it is great for blending out that cut crease because it's gonna go in a very specific place. Love this brush. These two brushes I don't use often, but when I want to have something that does the job, these two do it well. Another one of those very specific brushes would be the Sigma E17. Sigma is a higher end brush brand. Now they run deals periodically. Sign up for their emails and you can get a discount. I love this brush. It's very specific. On a daily basis, I use it because I'm just messy. And I will, when applying my mascara, get my mascara on my lid. So after my mascara has dried, I'll go in and I'll just remove the excess mascara. I do it with this brush because it's so precise. But this is for your waterline liner. That's what I use it for. When I'm going in on my bottom line to line it with Candlelight or Sandstone Pearl to really open it up, I will pull down and literally just tap, 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 tap with this, and I love it. It also smudges out liner really, really well when you're wanting a precise, smudged out, smoked out liner look. All right. This is my favorite tapered blending brush. Not all the time do you need a tapered blending brush, but when you do, and you want it really precise so that you don't blend into the other colors, but you want to blend out maybe just in that crease, this is a Sigma brush. Now, comparison of size, very different. More dense, and these are not as dense. It's definitely designed for blending. This is the, wow, isn't that lovely? This is the E45. I have used this so much. I've rubbed the wording off. But again, this is where you would go in and blend in your crease right there. All right? It's also great if you're blending out, if you're contouring on your nose as well. I love it, love, love, love. Again, that's a Sigma. If you're looking for a really good blending brush for kind of all over the eyes, for Sigma, this is an E25, one of my favorite blending brushes. All right, and then winged liner. My favorite winged liner brush that I have found is, of course, a Sigma as well. It is a 06, E06. And look at that, it is very precise. Very small, but it is fantastic when you just need a brush to flick. It hits so precise. It's amazing. All right. Now, one more thing I wanted to touch on was These brushes were a huge highlight probably 2 years ago. I love them. And here's what I found. They're one of the hardest brushes to clean, in my personal opinion, and here's why. The bristles are so dense, there are so many, and they are so dense that it is not time consuming when you are cleaning them. The other thing is if you get a cheaper end oval brush like this, the water does sit, typically unintentionally, at the base of the brush, making the glue from the cheaper end round or oval brushes detach. So they are amazing. I do get these from Amazon. I bought many in the last year because they do not keep well with cleaning your brushes, but they give an amazing look when you are wanting to blend out foundation in a more sheer coverage. They are very nice though. Sigma brushes, buy them from the Sigma website. Don't buy them from Amazon. A lot of times third parties will sell and purchase brushes and then resell them. You cannot be certain that they truly are Sigma brushes. All right, so keep that in mind. Go through the regular Sigma website for them. The other thing is when you are working with cream-based products, it's really important to use synthetic bristles. Synthetic bristles are not going to soak up the pigment from the product as much, allowing the product to be dispersed on your skin more than it's staying in the brush. So that's super important. Make sure you are purchasing a synthetic bristled brush. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I am here to answer them all.